Protect your car with 3W Liners all-weather floor mats. Made from durable materials like TPE and rubber, our mats are designed to withstand rain, snow, and mud with deep grooves to trap dirt and liquids. For a custom fit and advanced protection, visit 3W Liners. That's the number 3, WLINERS.com today. At Acasis, innovation drives us. Since 2008, we've been creating cutting-edge technology products that make your life easier. With a focus on performance, design, and customer service, we're here to help you work smarter, not harder. Join us on our journey to simplify your world. Visit Acasis.com today. That's ACASIS.com today.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Unlock a world of convenience with Mully Box, your one-stop solution for personalized subscription boxes delivered right to your door. From gourmet snacks to unique finds, each box is tailored to your tastes. Experience the joy of surprises. Subscribe today at mullybox.com. That's MULLYBOX.com. We are Rogue Media Sports.
It is the Cam Show. It's Rogue Media Sports Network. On this Thursday, Cam Stewart bringing it to you live every weekday at high noon Eastern Time. 11 a.m. Central, and then wherever you get your podcast. Zach Burke keeping us on the air. We're going to hear from him in the show today, but we are going to talk some Patriots trade targets. We're going to talk the segment that we teased yesterday, the top 5. Still don't know how to word this really. Top 5 Boston sports athletes who left the year before a championship, I think is how we're doing that. And then we'll recap a fun little story from the hockey game I went to last night, and we'll probably get into some Nolan Arenado with the Red Sox as well. Starting first with, like, obviously Super Bowl week, man, Radio Row, everyone's out there. You're hearing just tons and tons and tons of just shit interviews of people hawking products. Oh my God. Yesterday, did we get the best one? The best of the best. This was like breaking news across New England yesterday from 98.5 The Sports Hub. And they actually put out a tweet of like breaking. Malcolm Butler finally reveals why he didn't play in Super Bowl 52. Quote, coach's decision. And they like unironically went with that as like a breaking news tweet. It's like, wow, finally, we got some clarity on the subject. Yeah. It went from Belichick told him he wasn't going to play to coach's decision. Wow. Really got to the bottom of that one. No need to look any further there. And I mean, the poor guy, man, it was just classic Radio Row crap. Like the Sports Hub segment was brought to you by Raising Cane's, which is the best place ever. But Malcolm Butler was coming on presented by Bush's Chicken. He's just going around Radio Row talking about Bush's Chicken, which is the ultimate chicken that tastes like chicken. And he's just out there hawking it. And I did find it interesting though, like, Felger was talking to him. It was Felger and Maz. And, you know, he asked him about the not playing in Super Bowl 52. And this is like classic Felger and how he relates to Patriots fans. Because he goes, you know, how much, Malcolm, how often do you get asked that question? Is that the first question Patriots fans ask? Is that like the one that they tell you whenever they see you? And he goes, well, no, we talk about the interception and then they talk about that. like he does have the greatest singular play in the history of football, like the greatest championship moment maybe ever. You know, he makes that play. And Felger's like, yeah, but people ask about the benching, right? That's kind of funny. And also kind of funny that Malcolm Butler did famously work at a Popeyes and now is hawking Bush's Chicken on a segment sponsored by Raising Cane's. So, I mean, just all kinds of chicken wars there. But I did find that, like, it's sad in a way. We'll probably never know why Butler got benched because no one has said anything, which is weird. Like, you would think at this point, players would say something about it. Half that team has a podcast. So I don't know how this hasn't come out. Maybe Bill puts it in the book this whatever May that it's supposed to come out. But I doubt it. And we'll never quite know. And I think it probably will kind of get lost to history just because, you know, 20 years from now, as much as we might not being in the moment, but people will remember the 6 Super Bowls. They won't remember the 3 losses as much as they do now, or as much as it, you know, sticks with us, the Patriots fans. But it is kind of fascinating that, like, Malcolm Butler is such an incredible success story, right? Like, he had some issues in his personal life through high school and early college. He's working at a Popeyes. He ends up walking on at West Alabama, becomes an undrafted free agent. And, you know, in his first year in the league, he makes the biggest play in the history of anything. Like, you know, he's going to be signing pictures of that for all time. That's a constant revenue stream for the rest of his life for that one play. And yet he only got 3 years of that before there's now 2 questions. And now every time he goes on these interviews, he has to talk about the benching as well. And I don't want to say it's like through no fault of his own, because we don't know. I mean, Malcolm Butler might have had a total breakdown that week or something, and we don't know. But it's always going to live with certain Patriots fans, that game, because, you know, the Giants Super Bowls, I'm not saying they should have lost or anything. Obviously in 07 they should have won. But for some reason that Eagles one feels tougher because it just beckoned for one stop, one play by the Patriots defense, and they just didn't get it. And I think what probably hurts the most about it too is Brady didn't really have the ball in his hands at the end of the two Giants Super Bowls. Technically he did, right? But they're Hail Marys. But in that Eagles Super Bowl, they're down, was it 5? And they ended up kicking a field goal to make it 8. That might be right. And there's 2.5 minutes left. And it's like, hell yeah, Brady's got the ball. Like, here we go. The Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl again. And the strip sack obviously changes everything. And it changes no one's legacy, really. Well, the Eagles, but no Patriots legacy. But that's ones where it's like, man, you got a couple calls go against you in the biggest game. You don't make one single stop. You have the strip sack with the greatest quarterback ever with the ball in his hands. Like, it just felt like such a missed opportunity, such a frustrating game. They should have won. And meanwhile, this whole time, Malcolm Butler's on the bench. So we'll never know. Like, we're never going to know what that reasoning was, what that Super Bowl could have been with Malcolm Butler on the field against the Eagles. But coach's decision. Coach's decision. And another coach's decision is to head down to Bush's Chicken. By the way, he's coaching high school football in Texas. I didn't know that. He's in Cypress, which is the hometown of former Cam Show co-host Braden Murray. I don't know if he went to that high school, though. There's like 5 or 6 of them in Cypress. For those of you in New England, I mean, it's a huge difference. But he seems great. He seems to be doing really well for himself. Happy for Malcolm Butler. I do think that at some point it will just be Malcolm Butler will just be the pick for Patriots fans, because to the rest of the world, that's what he is. He's the pick. He's the interception that won the Super Bowl and gets the truck from Tom Brady. They didn't ask him about the truck. I don't know if he still has the truck, but the greatest play in Patriots history and probably NFL history as well. So good to see he's doing well. Speaking of the Patriots, obviously the hot topic around the Patriots this week has been, the guys in the trade market, Myles Garrett being one, but more pressingly, Cooper Kupp, because that feels like a more attainable one for the Patriots. It's obviously not both positions of need, but, Cooper Kupp coming in at receiver, that's going to be a sexy topic. Who are the weapons for Drake May? And how can this team move forward building around Drake May? And Cooper Kupp certainly seems to be one of those guys who should be on the Patriots list. And he's obviously been public with the Rams are getting rid of him. It might come to them cutting him, but really they're trying to trade him and get whatever they can. And it's not going to be the same haul that they were asking for in October when they were looking for a 3rd-round pick, conditional second. Like they could get like a 4th-round pick, 5th-round pick for Cooper Kupp, who is going to be 32 by the time they're taking snaps this year, but he is still an effective receiver. Like, he caught 70 balls this year, I want to say. Yes, 67 catches for 710 yards and 6 touchdowns, which, by the way, if you're keeping score at home with the Patriots team you had this year, those numbers, let's go over that again. Cooper Kupp's 2024 of 67 catches, 710 yards, and 6 touchdowns would lead the Patriots in all 3 categories. All 3. Even in a down year for Cooper Kupp, he would come out of this team and be the most productive receiver. So that's where I'm starting here. Like, you can say, oh, well, he's 32 and the Rams want to get rid of him. And like, at this point, the Patriots are so bad that doesn't matter. He comes in and he is the best receiver on your team right now. Even in a down year, he's the best damn receiver on your team. And let's take it a step further, because he had a pretty good game against the Patriots. Remember that? That was back in November. It was the week after they beat the Bears and they blew it against the Rams. where he had 6 catches on 10 targets, 106 yards. That's almost 18 yards a catch, and 2 touchdowns. The Patriots, since 2022, have had one such performance from a receiver. One performance that was better than what Cooper Kupp did against the Patriots this year. And you know what it was? It was Kayshon Boutte with 117 yards, January 5th against Buffalo. That shouldn't even count. That's a preseason game. Buffalo had nobody out there, and the Patriots should not have won. So realistically, in games of any kind of consequence the last 3 years, Cooper Kupp's game against the Patriots this year would be better than all of those. All of them. And by the way, interesting note, 2022 was the last time the Patriots had a 100-yard receiving game from one of their wide receivers, and it was Kendrick Bourne, Cooper Kupp's college teammate at Eastern Washington. Kendrick Bourne, who I still at the end of the day kind of like, but boy, does that guy have 9 lives. He's just somehow still with the Patriots. Somehow. We'll see if they end up becoming teammates again. But, I kind of have looked at this through the lens of what does Cooper Kupp do for the Patriots in toto, in the statistical category, like we're just looking at, right? He's an obvious upgrade from anyone the Patriots have, right? Like that's where it's kind of the end all be all for me, because I'm not a football coach, but I can see the production and the style in which this guy plays, and he automatically elevates the Patriots wide receiver room automatically. But what I hadn't thought about, and I should have, because a lot of people are thinking about this, is what he would mean to Drake May, as a young quarterback with a new coordinator and just overall a young team, because we kind of get, crowded, like our vision gets crowded of the Patriot way, which we all know that doesn't exist anymore. Like, come on. Vrabel can bring some kind of culture back. I truly believe that. But the Patriot way, like that's bullshit. It's done. It was a thing. It's not anymore in that organization. And we always would think of the Patriot way, 50 feet of crap, and then everyone else. Like no one could hold a torch to the culture that the Patriots had, right? And that was largely true, actually. But that's not the game anymore. And you look at an organization like the Rams, and they've got people in leadership positions everywhere. The McVay tree every year is getting guys becoming head coaches. Liam Cohen, another one this year, a 2-time McVay assistant. And Cooper Kupp was a big part of those good Rams teams, including one that won the Super Bowl back in 2021. So it's like, man, that's the kind of culture you need here. That's the kind of guy you need to bring in, which was not the case for so long. You didn't need to bring in people from other organizations in order to build your culture. But this could be a way. And Andrew Whitworth, who won the Super Bowl with him with the Rams, was on 98.5 yesterday. He was with Zolak and Bertrand, and he had something to say about what Cooper Kupp would bring to this team. And it makes a ton of sense, and it's going to make us feel really good about the progression of this team if he comes here.
What would Cooper Kupp mean to Drake May if a team like the Patriots traded for him?
Cooper Kupp is the equivalent to having Sean McVay on the field. Like Cooper Kupp could walk in a room right now and run an offense. Like he's that intelligent. He understands the game that much. When we would go eat and have breakfast and spend time together, he's one of those guys that's like, dude, I can't wait to coach football. Like he's that type of guy.
You think the Patriots could use that? You think the Patriots could use Sean McVay on the field with a young Drake May? I think that would be nice. And honestly, this could be, we talked about with Josh McDaniels as the OC, like he's malleable. He can mold his team around his personnel. There's a real world where if Cooper Kupp comes in here, especially, the Patriots could be running a McVay kind of offense. Like Josh McDaniels can do that. In fact, I think that's one of the places he spent some time this year, was seeing how McVay did it when he was out at USC, seeing Lincoln Riley, and I think he went to Sean McVay practices as well. So that is just a perspective I had not thought of, and I should have. But that a guy like Cooper Kupp is super important for Drake May. And so the more I think about that, the more I'm like, you know what? You kind of have to do this because A, And maybe most importantly, he's the most productive receiver you would have right now, even on a down year for him this year. He's better than anything he got in the room. No doubt. Again, would lead the Patriots. In the down year, he would have led the Patriots this year in receptions, yards, touchdowns. And his game against the Patriots this year was better than any real game that a Patriots receiver played in 2024. So that's the first thing. The second thing is this team needs some veterans. They need some culture change. And they definitely need it around the offensive side because that's where their leader is going to be in Drake May, the franchise guy. And I think Drake May probably does and says the right things, but he needs to see what a winning culture looks like because he didn't really have it in college and he hasn't had it in the pros. He's made the most of it. He won games in college and all that, but I'm talking about a true winning culture, having vets in here that know what it takes to win at this level. And he's going to help out Drake May in the X's and O's as well. Like there's nobody like Hunter Henry maybe, but no one else really on that team, on that offense is telling Drake May what to do, is telling Drake May what it's supposed to look like, is working with him after hours, you know. Cooper Kupp brings all of those things and he's cheap. He's not going to cost you a lot. Like this team is not going to be the 0-1 Patriots, but I look at that team and 2021 as well, to be honest, as a team that needed a big upgrade and was going to bring in a lot of veteran guys that were going to show guys how to win, show guys how to compete the right way. In 01, we saw it with, guys like Roman Pfeiffer and Brian Cox was a big one on that team. Big Cox on that team. And this is what this team needs. And it's going to be cheap and he's still productive. So the more I think about it, the more I say, the Patriots have to go and get Cooper Kupp because that's the way I'm thinking about it right now. It just makes too much sense. It helps out the organization. It helps out Mike Vrabel. It helps out Josh McDaniels. It helps out the culture. It helps out Drake May. And it helps out everyone else on the field. No brainer. Patriots, go get Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp did win a Super Bowl. Some of the guys on the list we're about to do next did not win championships in Boston. We're going to go over the top 5 guys who just missed that 21st century championship in the city of Boston. That's next on the Cam Show.
Protect your car with 3W Liners all-weather floor mats. Made from durable materials like TPE and rubber, our mats are designed to withstand rain, snow, and mud with deep grooves to trap dirt and liquids. For a custom fit and advanced protection, visit 3W Liners. That's the number 3, WLINERS.com today. At 25 Home, our ultimate goal is to provide you with a transformative experience, making each day feel like it has an extra hour. We believe your home is more than just a space, it's a sanctuary where comfort, relaxation, and happiness thrive. Discover the difference at 25 Home today. Shop now at 25home.com.
I need to get real excited.
Sure.
Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Sheridan Vasquez. And this is Sheridan Soundcheck Sessions. And I will be interviewing some of your favorite musicians and maybe some you've never heard before. Join me on Sheridan Soundcheck Sessions for something new every time. You can find Sheridan Soundcheck Sessions anywhere you get your podcasts or at roguemediamusic.com. Yeehaw. And keep the music playing.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
Yeah.
Get paid faster with Bill, the easiest way to send, receive, and manage your payments. No more delays, no more hassle. Whether you're a freelancer or a business, Bill makes payments seamless and secure, simple, fast, and reliable. Sign up today at Bill.com. Want to turn your passion into profit? With Blogify, creating a blog has never been easier. Build, customize, and grow your site with powerful tools designed for beginners and pros alike. Start sharing your story today and watch your audience grow with Blogify. Visit blogify.ai today for a free 3-day trial. That's Blogify, BLOGIFY.ai today. Overwhelmed by your inbox? Clean Email is here to help. Organize, clean, and manage your emails with powerful automation tools. Say goodbye to spam and clutter and enjoy a stress-free inbox. Try Clean Email today at cleanemail.com. That's CLEAN email.com. Stay connected no matter where you are with eSIM-X. Say goodbye to expensive roaming charges and physical SIM cards. With access to over 200 global carriers, we make mobile connectivity seamless and affordable for travelers worldwide. Join the future of communication today at eSIMX.com. That's ESIMX.com.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Easy Sun has been living fearlessly under the sun since 2016. Born from sailors' need for convenient sun protection, our mineral sunscreen is crafted with natural ingredients offering broad spectrum protection against UVA and UVB rays. Safe for your skin and the environment, stay protected on the go with Easy Sun, your ultimate sun care solution. Visit EasySun.com today. That's EEZYSUN.com.
It's the Cam Show. It's Rogue Media Sports Network. Big moment in the Cam Show. We're going to go over a fun segment in a second because in the middle of the show, we have had big breaking show news. Zach, I'd like you here for this.
Hold on. I am. Okay.
You got it? You good?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I have a feeling I think I know what this is, and I am excited.
Because I just received a notification.
And I saw you run downstairs, which, by the way, you made it back in just the nick of time, which is impressive.
In no time, man. I got a package notification.
It's here. I didn't think we'd have it for the show.
Something has been delivered. We're going to unbox this right now. We're going to unbox this right now. Oh, my goodness. From Fanatics. It's our Team USA.
Oh.
4 Nations face-off. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Here she is.
Oh, okay. That looks nice.
As you can see, it's got a lot of the accents. It's actually got like a we're not going to be able to see it here, but it's kind of like a rubber accent here.
There you go. You can still hear me, but yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's, yeah. Like, I don't know what they call that necessarily, but yeah,
I know
like
what
a
you're
little
talking
rubbery,
about.
and it's still got like the regular stitching like you would in a jersey here. The horizontal lines I don't love, but you really like you can't see them in this here for sure. But I don't know how much you're going to see them. Like
it's just a different color of blues, isn't it? It's like a little bit darker.
Yeah, it's just a little darker. It's 13 for the 13 colonies.
Gotcha.
Got your 4 Nations face-off patch. A little bit of not great sewing there. Oh, and then
let's see it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, that looks nice.
Oh, that looks good. That looks really
nice.
good, man. It's so basic, but I kind of like the star here.
No, I do too.
It's just something else.
Is that the Fanatics logo though above the name?
Yes, dude. So Fanatics does all the NHL now, and I'm not gonna lie to you. With the jerseys, they do a pretty good job.
Okay.
So
well, they had a different problem with baseball, so I'm glad they fixed it for hockey.
And they have all kinds of problems, man. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not buying anything that's not a jersey because of it, but they use the same providers that Adidas did.
I gotcha.
For this style jersey, like they do kind of cheaper jersey that sucks. That's more Fanatics-y. But this is it. No Captain C, which I hate, but we knew that wasn't coming. That really bums me out. I might try and see if I can find someone to sew something on, but it looks great. You've got this little the E pluribus unum on here.
It's right there in the sleeve. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Which means something. It's on the dollar bills and stuff. Something Latin. But yeah, dude, that's it. That's Latin. There's not like, huh? Do you
take Latin?
I did. You know what, Zach? Fuck you, because I took 6 goddamn semesters of Latin.
Out of many, one.
Yes, yeah. Did you know that?
I had to remind myself of it. I'm not gonna lie,
man.
But I had to look it up.
Take some law classes or something?
I took a business law, All them
Out-
torts and shit.
Out of many, one. Does that mean we're the best? I think that means we're the best.
I think so. Well, the Canadians are about to find out on Saturday.
Which, by the
night.
way,
Next Saturday
dude,
night.
did go to. I do want to talk to you in the third segment about the game I went to last night, Blackhawks Oilers.
Oh,
for a
yeah,
little
yeah,
bit.
Okay.
But just to sneak peek in that, played O Canada. Fans did not boo.
Well, that's nice.
Too much goddamn class in this country. I'll tell you why. Too much class. And of course, in Chicago, they cheer through the entire national anthem for the U.S., which
Oh yeah.
I used to think was stupid. I kind of like it. But anyway, final thoughts on this. I like how basic it is. You know
I
what I
do
mean?
too.
Like there's not a lot of
What
force
is-
to it, and there doesn't need to be.
what
I
is-
like this design better that we had talked about, the World Juniors one that goes
Yeah, yeah.
diagonal. But still, like you don't
And
need
that's
too much
funny.
more than that.
What is there in the collar? What is that logo? There's the 4. Yeah.
Oh, this thing here on the front?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Is that
just
just
whatever
the
this
logo
Four-
again?
Yeah, it's just whatever this
okay.
Four Nations logo is. Which I'm happy. Like I love a jersey with a patch. So even though it's kind of a silly tournament and not that great a patch, I'm glad that they did it. I'm glad they put that on there.
no.
Because that to me kind of makes it almost a collector's item. Like you go back 10 years from now and it's like, oh yeah, that was the Four Nations jersey.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
sort
yeah.
of stuff.
No, I agree with you there.
Instead
I
of
get
having to guess like what Olympics. I kind of like the rubber thing. I don't know, man.
I think I saw that on something else. I know what you're talking about now, where it's like part like it's
Yeah,
not
see how
plastic,
close
but
I
it is
can get
kind
it
of-
here. But
Here, let me make it full screen again.
yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you can see it there. So like this part, regular stitching, but this
Yeah.
golly, this looks good. I could have done Eichel, but this still looks fantastic.
But you're gonna get Eichel next year.
I know. You're gonna hold me to that.
And I am
Oh, it's
in an
good.
Olympics jersey.
Damn. I'm excited to wear this. I am really excited to wear this. This is gonna be worn quite a bit. Oh yeah. The only thing that I would still regret, because like I'm happy with Matthews. But the only thing I would kind of regret with Eichel, and it's going to be the same problem next year, or the same benefit next year, is just that I don't have a lot of single-digit hockey jerseys because the Bruins don't have any really, and so like that is almost a little bit more comfortable to wear. But I'm a huge fan. I'm giving this a like in terms of quality. This is 10 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
But in terms of just all of it together, you know, the design, the player,
Yeah. How many
Well-
cams does it get?
how many what?
Just cams. I don't know what we're doing. I just
the
said your
Bulls?
name. Yeah.
It would get. I mean, it would get 4 out of 5 cams, man. That's a really
Oh,
good
wow.
jersey.
That's nice.
And I got to give it to Fanatics, dude. They did the right thing. They stuck with that the factory that made the Adidas ones, and
Mhm.
those are just really good quality. People like the Reebok ones they had before.
I
a little
have
bit better.
my Senators one's a Reebok one, and it's okay.
Which Reebok was good. Don't get me wrong, and they were a little bit more affordable. But look, this is the price of doing business these days. It's not going to get any cheaper, and that's a really good quality. I'm a big fan. So,
I like it.
USA.
Let's go. Let's go. USA.
Oh man, that's huge. That is huge. But this is a fun segment that I'm really excited to do. So Zach and I had talked about this yesterday. We had talked about those guys who just missed out on the championship. Do you remember how we started with that, Zach? Where that started from? How we got onto that tangent?
No. Oh, how did we get on? It was somebody about. Oh, hold on. It wasn't when we were talking, Luke. We were talking about the Celtics. Hold on. It was Grant Williams. We talked about Grant Williams.
Yeah, but
How
I think that
he-
was it. Somehow we got
Is that the first one? How he had
Yes,
played
yeah,
for the
you know,
Celtics
I
and then
can
went to
get
the
you.
Mavs.
I can get you exactly there. It
Okay.
was Chris Middleton trade because Chris Middleton goes from a, you know, not a contender really anymore, but a pretty good franchise to Washington. And then we talked about Grant Williams to Charlotte. And
That's how it was.
His last two teams.
Kyle,
playing
we talked about Kyle Kuzma being compared to Jason Tatum.
being
there.
better
Yeah.
than Jason Tatum.
I
Yep.
remember all this now. It's all coming back to me.
So that inspired me to do the top 5 Boston sports athletes who just missed the championship season in the 2000s. We're keeping it in the 2000s. I have one honorable mention from pre-21st century. But here we go. Without any further ado, number 5, Al Jefferson. It kind of gets forgotten that he was traded that year because obviously he's traded in the big Garnett deal. And we kind of forget about him because he doesn't have that great a career afterwards. But this is a guy who was drafted by the Celtics, was a real up-and-comer with the Celtics. He was kind of the replacement for Antoine Walker, but wasn't as frustrating as Antoine Walker. And it looked like there was an opportunity to build around Paul Pierce and Al Jefferson for years to come, but obviously with the option to get Kevin Garnett, that's where they went. So Al, and everyone says was a really good guy and became a good leader in the pros for years, but never played for very good teams. So that stinks that he did not get to win it the next year with the Celtics, but obviously there would be no Celtics championship but for Kevin Garnett. That happens with a couple of guys on this list, by the way, that if they were on the team, they wouldn't have won the championship. Number 4, Bruce Armstrong of the Patriots. One of the few Patriots to get his number retired. Number 78, played for the Patriots from 1986 to 2000. And in 2001, the Patriots win their first ever Super Bowl. Was part of the all-decade team for the 80s and the 90s for the Patriots and the 50th anniversary team. Like outside of John Hanna, he might be the best offensive lineman to ever play for them. And that's not the only Patriots offensive lineman on this list. But Bruce Armstrong, certainly a pillar of that franchise, almost won the Super Bowl in 96, does not get to win it. No one. Yeah, you kind of feel bad. Even Drew Bledsoe got one that year because he was on the team that year. He played in the AFC Championship game and led them to victory. So Bruce Armstrong slates in at number 4. Boy, like that one must suck because you're just missing out on everything, right? Like 01, they begin a dynasty. It's like one of the great teams ever, like one of the great Cinderella stories. You're playing with Brady. Then the 2002, you get the new stadium, and it's like a completely different era for the Patriots. And he just misses out on that. Kind of forced out in 01 or 2000, the end of 2000. That was probably what needed to happen, but just missed the Super Bowl championship. Number 3, and the most recent one on this list, Marcus Smart. Smart traded in 2023 at the end of that season where they crash out in Game 7 of the conference finals to Miami. He gets traded in a 3-team deal that nets the Celtics not only a draft pick, but also Kristaps Porzingis. And this was not long ago, people, but there was a lot of division around this trade among Celtics fans, amongst Green Teamers, who said, Marcus Smart's the heart of the team. How could you trade this guy? He gets on the floor. And he did, man. And Marcus Smart did a lot for the growth of that team. Obviously did a ton in the community. Like was a fun player to watch, but at times was super frustrating. He thought he was the best player on the floor most times he walked onto the floor. And what's funny is what would have been one of the great Celtics moments ever had they won the series was that Game 6 against Miami with Derek White has the tip in at the buzzer to beat Miami and force the Game 7. Well, that comes off of Marcus Smart shooting a fadeaway 3, which was definitely not the call to get Marcus Smart open for a fadeaway. But it was very divisive at the time. People did not want to trade Marcus Smart, especially for a guy in Porzingis who was oft injured. He had a ton of injury history. Obviously, there was rumors of him being a bad teammate with Luka in Dallas and was kind of run out of town there. And it was a risk, at least it seemed to be for fans. And what it ended up being was the best move they could have possibly made. Porzingis was obviously fantastic for the Celtics, still is. Mismatch nightmare really opens up the kind of game that Joe Mazzulla wants to play. And, as injury prone as he was and still is, right? I mean, still is. Marcus Smart, like at the wrong side of 30 with the way he plays, I think the Celtics knew they were on borrowed time. And it was one of those ballsy moves that you have to make, and obviously becomes better later that summer because Drew Holiday joins the Celtics in another trade. And I mean, I said it on this show a ton last spring when we were just starting this thing out, which was there were so many plays, so many moments in that championship run where Drew Holiday was making plays that Marcus Smart would not have, and Marcus Smart would have made a mistake. So it's, still love that he, like all the service he gave to the Celtics, but it's too bad in that he was, I think maybe more than anyone on this list, maybe except for the next guy, was on a part of some really good teams and part of one or two that probably should have won a title and didn't. And then he just misses out and becomes kind of like the missing piece in a backwards way. So stinks for Marcus Smart. Number 2, another Patriots offensive lineman, Logan Mankins. This is a tough one. This is a real tough one. He's drafted 2 months after the Patriots win Super Bowl 39, and he is traded about 5 months before they win their next Super Bowl 49. Obviously, you could do the math there. A good 9 seasons with the Patriots, one of the best offensive linemen in their history, a couple all-pro teams, more Pro Bowls, a guy that Brady really liked having around on that offensive line. It's just it's so tough to find the Patriots that played in the 2000s that just miss it, right? Randy Moss does not win one. Wes Welker does not win one. But the biggest miss of all of them is Logan Mankins just missing Super Bowl 39 on the back end and just missing Super Bowl 49 on the front end. Tough for a guy who could be a Hall of Famer. That's a real bad break to be on probably 2 Patriots all-decade teams in the 2000s and somehow not have a Super Bowl ring. It's almost impossible to do. But he gets, and this was not like a missing piece trade either. They didn't want to extend him. And so they trade him to Tampa for Brian Timms, who doesn't do much for that team. And they go on to win the Super Bowl. Number one, and certainly the most gut-wrenching for Boston fans. And Zach, you're going to have to bear with me here because this guy did actually get a championship ring, but was not on the team when it happened. 2004, Red Sox, July 31st, my 7th birthday, they trade Nomar Garciaparra. Absolute icon of the team, of the franchise. Like, you want to say Marcus Smart was the heart and soul of the Celtics. This guy was the Red Sox in terms of position players for that era, right? Manny was pretty good. He had been there the last few years, and obviously Ortiz was coming into his own. But really, for a couple of years there, the icons of the team were Pedro and Nomar. And for kids of my age, that's how we got into the Red Sox. Nomar! Like, one of my favorite Red Sox ever still. I still have a Nomar jersey. But kind of a tumultuous 04 season. He gets traded at the deadline for that defense deal where they get Orlando Cabrera and Doug Mankiewicz, and their defense really shores up. They start to win a lot, and they go on to win the World Series, breaking the curse. Obviously the most iconic Red Sox team ever, if not the most iconic baseball team ever. And Nomar should be a part of that, but it's definitely one of those where it was like, you might not have won with him on the team at that point. He was a real distraction in 04 with the injuries that he could have played through and didn't, specifically that July game against the Yankees, bitching about his contract, turned down a big contract the year before, missed out on tens of millions of dollars. That's just one where he does get the ring because he played on the team for half the season, but you would have loved to have seen him out there for the last out and celebrating and in the parade. But that's just the fucking way she goes sometimes. That has to be the most heartbreaking for Red Sox fans. I mean, not losing any sleep because they won the World Series, but Nomar, one of the I don't know, 10 or 15 greatest Red Sox of all time for a 125-year-old franchise. Maybe top 20 now. But to have him not be, out there for it, that stinks. So that one was shocking, but the Red Sox, I mean, that was a big reason why they won the World Series, was because of that defense they got in that deal when they dealt Nomar. So the honorable mention I'm throwing out there, Zach, is going to be pre-2000s. And this is the one I kind of think about as like, shucks. It sucks that this guy never won a championship at all. Because, by the way, outside of Nomar, the other 4 on the list didn't win a championship anywhere. And this guy played for the Celtics 1 season in 1980, Larry Bird's rookie year, and they lost in the conference finals to Philadelphia. And then the next year, they won the title in 81. And that guy was the late, great Pistol Pete Maravich. Obviously, all-time basketball legend, was a player that wasn't really built to lead championship teams, but was such an icon in basketball, still iconic to this day. Pistol Pete, that means one thing, right? It doesn't mean the prospector in Toy Story. It means Pete Maravich, and he should have won a title, and he came very close to. And the story of that Celtics team was he really kind of sacrificed a lot. He kind of sacrificed the way he had played his whole life to chase that championship. Knew he had 1 year left, essentially, and they couldn't get it done. So that's my honorable mention. And those were the top 5 Boston athletes that just missed a championship in in the city on the hill. As we roll on with the Cam Show, we're going to talk about this absolute legend, or maybe total creep, that I met last night at the Blackhawks Oilers game. I'm going to let Zach help me decide which one it is. That's next on the Cam Show.
Shades is your trusted partner in stage lighting, offering a wide range of high-quality, innovative products since 2015. With designs that cater to all needs, fast delivery, and affordable prices, we provide exceptional customer service to ensure your satisfaction. With warehouses across the globe and sales in over 100 countries, Sheds is quickly becoming one of the most recognized names in the stage lighting industry. Visit shehds.com today to discover top-tier stage lighting solutions and become part of our global network.
Introducing Muck-Off's classic pink bike cleaner, powered by revolutionary nanotechnology that breaks down dirt and grime on a microscopic level while protecting your bike's delicate finish. Developed by our mad developer Alex and tested by riders, our products are made by riders for riders. Discover more at us.muc-off.com, where we break the mold to bring you the best in bike care.
At Open Goal USA, we're revolutionizing training for both soccer and lacrosse with our innovative portable rebounders. Perfect for players of all ages and skill levels, our rebounders improve accuracy, control, and technique in both sports. Built with premium materials for durability and ease of use, they're ideal for training anywhere, anytime. Whether you're perfecting your soccer game or sharpening your lacrosse skills, Open Goal USA has you covered. Visit OpenGoalUSA.com and elevate your training today.
Chapellex is a full-category shapewear brand dedicated to providing women with exceptional comfort and support. We offer thoughtfully designed solutions that blend style with functionality, empowering women to feel confident and at ease every day. Chapellex is redefining what it means to have a perfect body. Our mission celebrates body positivity, embracing every shape and size, because true beauty lies in authenticity. Visit shapellx.com today and join a movement towards self-love, acceptance, and confidence.
Indulge in Blum's luxurious Lotus flower rolls. The green Lotus roll bursts with a caramel apple flavor, while the blue Lotus roll offers a smooth berry cream sensation. With our Crush for Flavor technology, enjoy an instant burst of natural, intense flavor anytime you desire. Elevate your experience with the finest creations nature has to offer. Explore the full collection at blumleaf.com. That's BLUUMLEAF.com. Blumleaf. Golf Partner, the world's largest golf store network, offers more purchasing opportunities than anywhere else. With a dominant market share and a wider selection of quality secondhand golf clubs than our competitors, we make it easy for you to enjoy the game with affordable, top-quality equipment. Join us at golfpartnerusa.com and discover why we're the trusted choice for golf lovers worldwide. That's GOLFPARTNERUSA.com. Golf Partner. At Terrapin Ridge Farms, they believe in the joy of effortless entertaining. Inspired by CEO Mary O'Donnell's mom and her legendary holiday parties, they've crafted a line of gourmet foods that turn any meal into a celebration. From savory jams to mustards, aiolis, and more, their products are made with love, bringing unforgettable flavors to your table. Whether it's a casual get-together or a special occasion, they make it easy to impress. Terrapin Ridge Farms, where great food and great memories come together. Visit them at terrapinridge.com. Terrapin Ridge.
Relax with Hemp Delicious. Organically grown hemp, massively blended with delicious organic herbs, responsibly sourced for their holistic benefits. Each sip offers calming, antioxidant-rich wellness. Brewed just for you. Sip the calm with Hemp Delicious. Find your blend at hempdelicious.com.
We're back here on the Cam Show on a Thursday that feels like a Friday. Are you getting that feeling, Zach?
Yeah, a little bit.
I think it's because I was hyping up going to this game last night, and so then it just feels like the weekend after. Also, my week's kind of slowed down by Thursday. Maybe that's it.
Maybe that too. I'm only here a half day tomorrow, so I mean it's kind of like my.
What is this?
Already started Friday, huh?
What is this? Middle school? Half day Friday.
My mom's gonna pick me up at lunch. So.
Dude, when we had half days in middle school, this is something you cannot relate to because you're out in the country. And like we were in a small town. It's not like we're in a city or anything, but like our high school was kind of right off the main drag of our town. And so on half days, this was so classic. So I lived probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 miles, probably 4 miles from the school. And on half days, it was a thing in middle school specifically, like you get out early and then you would go to one of the places to eat, like the pizza place up the street or McDonald's or Burger King. And like, that's what you do. And then you just like kind of get up to mischief. And every time I would like not take the bus home because I'm like, I'm going to go do this with my friends. And then I would just have to figure out a way to get home. And I never planned it. Like I never asked ahead of time. I would just end up like walking 4 or 5 miles home. And so that was pretty cool. But those were the days, man. That's when I peaked middle school.
I do remember. I don't know why this made me think of it, but there was one year I was in elementary school. And I have younger brothers, but they went somewhere else. I don't know, but it was like a snow day and they canceled school early and they sent us home. Well, I say snow, like, it's just like there's a small layer on the ground and it's kind of frozen over, but it's really cold. And so they sent us home. And so I got on the bus and I rode home because I'm like, hey, I'll just go home. Well, my dad didn't know that we were going to be potentially, let go early. So I get home freezing cold outside and he's taking a nap inside in the house. And so I'm like, and he has the doors locked. And so I'm knocking and nobody answers. And so I just have to sit on the front porch, just rocking back and forth, reading a book until he comes and he opens the door and he's like, oh, how long have you been out here? And I'm like, 30 minutes. I'm just sitting out there with nobody.
Jeez, man.
See, that's what happens.
That kind of makes me think of one more quick story here because we all had spare keys to my house and I would like lose mine all the time, which
I got one after that, by the way. Thankfully.
Oh Jesus. You got a spare key. I thought you were gonna say another story.
Oh no.
That's good.
We have somebody to get to that you met last night still.
Yes. One time I came home and it was, I don't know, I was the only one that was going to be home. I don't know what the deal was. But it was a downpour, like a deluge outside. And we had a garage. So like I was cool in the garage. But
So that's a solid word, by the way.
Deluge? Yeah. It really was like a monsoon out there. And what I ended up doing was I knew that my parents' window, their bedroom was unlocked. And so I literally grabbed like the biggest ladder that we have and put it on the deck as it's a downpour. Put it up against the house, like no one holding it or anything, and climbed up to the top and opened their bedroom window and like flopped in there, hardwood floor, just covered in water, and just walked downstairs and got my backpack and let myself in.
I
don't even think I put the ladder. I was gonna say I don't even know if I put the ladder back. I think I shut the window though.
That's good. That's good at least.
So yeah, last night was the anti-Texan experience, by the way. You talk about just a little sheet of snow because it was freezing last night and I went to a hockey game. So already pretty anti-Texan.
Very much.
And on the way out, it had sleeted out when we were in the game. So not quite snow and it was still pretty cold. So it froze immediately.
Ooh.
And I was like freaking out. I was like, oh shit. Like I gotta drive all the way back. It was like a 40-minute drive. And I'm like, I'm going to get in an accident here. But this is where it becomes really anti-Texan. The parking lots were tough and the sidewalks were tough, but the roads just fine. They were already treating them. They were already salting them. It was beautiful. It was just a thing of beauty.
That is very kind of anti. I mean, like sometimes you'll drive by and be like, oh, they put salt out. Occasionally.
Or sometimes you get stuck in the house for a week. So
I can tell you when it was driving out to like recent small towns like that, over the bridges, no, you got to be careful.
So I go to this game last night.
Yeah.
Blackhawks Oilers. I'm going to see McDavid. And it's funny, I had an old friend who is a casual hockey fan, but admitted in the game that he hasn't watched in a long time, to the point where I had said something like, my God, like the other team's got the best player on the planet. And he was like, who's that? So that's what we were at. But we had a great time, man. We had some good seats. It was a great game. The Blackhawks were down 3-1 in the third. Blackhawks the worst team in the league. Down 3-1 in the third. They tied at 3 and they lost in overtime because they took a too many men on the ice penalty in overtime and let this vaunted Oilers power play with a 4-man unit of McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman, and Bouchard out there, and McDavid assisted to Hyman for the game-winning goal. But
Nice.
in the midst of this,
Mhm.
guy sitting in front of us, okay, he is this old guy, probably 60s, big gray beard, long gray hair. He's wearing sweatpants, some kind of random t-shirt, and like an old ass Blackhawk starter jacket.
Okay.
Can't remember the name of the company, but it was that one. It wasn't Proline. It was something like that. That was like a short-lived jacket company in the late 80s, early 90s that eventually got bought out by Starter. So
But
that's
it wasn't Proline because I remember Proline. Yeah,
something like that, but I don't think it was Apex One. Does that sound right?
maybe I'm looking that up right now.
Anyway, so it was that. He's wearing that jacket. And
Yes, is it like the different cut? Like, so it's kind of like windbreaker material in a way.
Yes.
Yeah, the Apex ones. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Then yeah.
So he's there, Zach. He's there alone.
Okay.
Which I'm like, you know what? Fuck. This rocks, dude. If I was a 65-year-old dude and I'm just way into hockey, like fuck it. I'll go to an 8:30 p.m. Puck drop midweek game alone. Why not? And so he's got a couple people next to him, old ladies, like kind of his age, next to him to the left side. And like they didn't come in at the same time. So we're like, he definitely doesn't know these people. And we're kind of like the whole first period, like appreciating his vibe. Yeah. And in the first intermission, he leaves his seat, comes back. He's got a gift bag from the gift shop. And I can see through it. It's one of those big ass chains with the giant Blackhawks logo on the end. And I'm just like, fuck yeah, dude. Like this guy, I'm just appreciating the vibe here. Like he's really enjoying himself.
Yeah, the hell yeah.
But then he pulls out of the bag, he pulls that out, he pulls out like a little stuffed animal Blackhawks mascot. And he gives it to the two women next to him.
That he doesn't know.
Yeah.
So now he's just being generous.
Yeah. But I'm like, this is odd. Like, did he just buy gifts for them? And I'm like running through the scenario in my head with my friend next to me. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'll bet, because he like starts taking pictures of the stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm really hoping that he got these for like his grandkids or something. And he's sending pictures to his kids, be like, look what I got so-and-so. Like they're testing it out.
Yeah.
Kind of weird, but whatever. But I don't think he asked for them back.
Wait, did he give them the chain too?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I think he just has pictures of these women on his phone. And he kind of didn't look like, it didn't smell like he had showered in a while, but it was odd. So the only benefit of the doubt I'm still going to give after sleeping on it is it could be a situation where they're both season ticket holders. And so they might not be friends, but they know each other.
Yeah. Okay. That could work. Yeah.
But like, we only picked up on some of the conversation, but like they didn't talk a ton. And, you know, at one point, one of the women was like, I'm going to go to the bathroom here. You can have this, like giving it back, giving the teddy bear back or whatever. And I'm just like, this is bizarre. So I think he's probably a creep. I think he's probably
give him back to him then?
I don't think they gave it back to him at the end of the game. I don't think they did. It was kind of a quick leave, but
okay, I have questions. Like
so do I, man. I have more questions than answers about this guy.
Yeah. Okay. Because here's what I was thinking sometimes. Like, it's a little strange to me, but I do know some people that are just very like genuinely just like nice people, and maybe he was in the store
and they're mostly that age.
Yeah. And he bought something for himself and he's like, oh, this will be fun. It'll be cute. And I'll just like give it to her. Like, hey, if you want to. And then he just gives it and then he's just quiet the rest of the time. And for some reason he was like, hey, you guys look like Blackhawks fans. You might enjoy this. But the fact that he's taking pictures with them.
Yeah, that's the part.
But is he in the pictures or is it them by themselves?
Them. It's them. He's taking pictures of them. So because look, I'm with you on the first part. Like I still believe that we live in a world where that might happen, right? Yeah. Like it's in the movie Fever Pitch when Al Waterman just gives people sponges because he sells them. And so whenever it's like their first game, he gives them sponge. Like I can believe that, right? Like let's say you're a season ticket holder. Those things are, $5-10.
That's what I'm saying.
go
What
out
if
and
he,
you
like,
didn't know, you
had-
pass it on.
He had Blackhawks
or-
points saved up at the pro shop, and they gave
Yeah,
it.
like I can believe in that, and like that's my best case scenario. And I think there's probably a small, minute population of that population of people that would take the pictures and not be a fucking creep about it.
Yes, that is true too.
But that is a
Think about it.
small sliver.
It
More
exists.
likely is that this guy's just a creep, right?
Usually when there's smoke, there's fire. But
I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's just weird. Like, old people can be different. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's something my grandparents might
we're
do.
gonna be there
like,
one day.
I
So
know.
like,
honestly, that's something my grandparents might do though. Like, if I don't know if they would buy it for them, but if they saw like, oh, we're at this random game and someone's next to us in a Bruins jersey, like they take a picture and send it to me or something.
I
Like,
expect that more, like the giving of like stuffed animals. I expect that more, like let's say he's sitting there and it is, a couple, and there's like a kid there or something, and he goes to the pro shop and he comes back and he has it to give to a kid. That's nice old guy just doing nice old guy things.
But this might be the kicker. You're getting into it. Is that these are women that are roughly his age that are not here with men.
Here's the only thing. Let me add this to it, and I hate to do this because I feel like it might be a little ageist.
I don't know his name. I can't check the registry.
Well, no, but like, is it creepier if it's younger women too? Like, does some of it you feel like obviously there's a creepiness to it, but in part of you is they're just like, okay, but it's like women his age. So then if that's the case and it's even creepier for younger girls, then maybe, or for younger women he was talking to, maybe that amps up then the overall creepiness of it in general. And we don't need to be like, oh yeah, but they're his same age.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Like, it's kind of weird. And if it's younger women, it would also be like, yeah, but he doesn't have a shot with these ladies. You know what I mean? And it's not like they're at a bar. Like,
you think he had a shot with these women?
I mean, they're his age. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
not really, but
Margot Robbie's my age, and I mean, unless you can make her laugh,
But more than a 21-year-old, though. You know what I mean? Like, he's got more of a shot with them, and these were not Margot Robbie.
I know, but I'm just making a point. Like, they're the same age.
I don't think he's going home with either of them, either sets of people. So
You say that chain might have worked magic.
oh god, nothing but the chain.
That's all she has on.
We'll reconvene on that quickly tomorrow. I'll let you sleep on it too. Thank you to Zach for hopping in so much today. Thank you to NHL Shop, powered by Fanatics, for the USA Austin Matthews jersey. And thank you guys for tuning in. We are live every weekday at high noon Eastern time, 11 a.m. Central, and then wherever you get your podcast. So we'll see you on Real Friday, which is tomorrow, on the Cam Show.
Transform your workspace with Hanomi Ergonomics. From adjustable chairs to standing desks, we provide solutions for comfort and productivity, whether at home or in the office. Improve your posture, reduce strain, and work smarter. Visit us at hanomi.co today. That's HINOMI.co today. Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internex. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. Enjoy seamless, fast storage without compromising security. Visit Internex.com today and take control of your digital life. That's INTERNXT.com today. Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. Whether at home or on the go, NordVPN ensures your digital freedom. Stay secure. Download NordVPN today at nordvpn.com. That's NORDVPN.com. Tusane's, we understand that maintaining a healthy lifestyle can be challenging, especially in today's fast-paced world. That's why our mission is to make fitness accessible to everyone, anywhere. Committed to excellence, we adopt a user-centric approach guided by ergonomics and medical science. With a team of seasoned professionals in R&D, design, and manufacturing, we prioritize quality across our entire product line. Visit Tusains.com today and start your journey to better health. That's TOUSAINS.com.